There we go. Wondercall are here. Just waiting for Yolo to check in.
Mm-hmm.
So, lots of maps available now, especially with the new Diablo maps. What would your vetoes be?
I would actually like to see Infernal Shrines. A lot of people hate it. I think it's more balanced than people consider. It's just a lot of people go all in and feed heavily, more so on Infernal Shrines than any other map, and I think the feeding is where a lot of the snowball comes from. However, if you do play it smart, you can make the comebacks, and they can be very good.
Blackheart Bay being taken out, followed by Haunted Mines.
Haunted Mines is almost always taken out as one of the first. Nobody wants to play Haunted Mines. I like it, but nobody else
wants to. It's a very snowbally map. It's very, very get the lead and run with it.
Yes,
interesting to see Wondercall taking out Garden of Terror. Maybe they're a little afraid of what the Void was doing with that REXXAR.
Yeah, I don't see potentially a repeat performance from Yolo McSwaggins there. I think for the last three maps, the three that we'd like to pick, we will be playing them in reverse order. So the second to last map banned out will be the deciding game. The last map banned out will be the second map that we play, and then the map remaining will be the map that we actually play for the first game. Just so everyone knows, so we'll do manual picks later for the next ones, and I'll tell you which, or you can remember which maps to go with. I think Dragonshire and Cursed Hollow, even though Cursed Hollow has been banned out, are two of the most maps.
Infernal Shrine's taken out there as well. So we're going to see new maps in this best of three. We're going to see three maps we haven't seen today, with Cursed Hollow and Garden of Terror taken out of the mix. Interesting, both Sky Temple and Tomb of the Spider Queen are there. Often considered two of the most balanced maps in the Heroes pool. And Battlefield of Eternity staying there as well. So, three of our newest maps, apart from Infernal Shrines, making it through. Yeah. So if we do go to a final, which map do Wondercall want to play on that tiebreak map?
Yeah, I'd imagine we'll see them ban out probably Battlefield of Eternity at this point as the tiebreaker. I feel like Tomb of the Spider Queen will be the first played. But, yeah.
Instead, choosing to take out Sky Temple, so the tiebreaker will be played on Sky Temple if we have one. Followed by Battlefield of Eternity will be our game 2, and we're going to start on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Okay, and now getting into the drafts, I'm going to set up the lobby real quick.
So Yolo starting with that ban. Taking their time, having a little think, what do they want to ban away from Wondercall on Tomb of the Spider Queen? Unfortunately for Yolo, Wondercall have managed to walk through to this final without having to play a game.
But
so they don't have anything to go on tonight.
Yeah, but unfortunately for Wondercall, they've not had a warm-up yet. They've not got into it. So hopefully they'll be able to pull out some good games versus Yolo McSwaggins. Zeratul, the first ban. Spoken about it before, he's almost certainly going to get banned out most games. And if you don't ban him first, your opposing team should really. That's what we tend to see out of most of the professional scene.
We did see him go through in the game with Forehead last, and he was put to effective use, but Yoda were able to shut him down. So obviously they do have a lot of respect for Zeratul, but they did deal well with him in the last game. So
yes. Wondercall gonna ban out Leoric. Yolo McSwaggins have constantly played with Leoric Muradin, and
yep. Going to force them to change it up a little bit. So the first pick of Johanna. So once again, they are picking one of those power tanks as their first pick.
Yeah, well, with Wondercall banning out the Leoric, Yolo McSwaggins are more than happy to pick up the other top two tanks, which is the Leoric and the Johanna. You take out one of them, the other team will happily pick up the other, and then you're left with Muradin, Arthas, tanks like that, who can be very good, and even REXXAR at this point, because he is a warrior, let's not forget. Wondercall, however, going to pick up Uther.
Pretty solid support, does what he says on the tin. Nice stun, nice heal, never a bad choice. Probably the most consistently
picked support. I don't remember a time where he wasn't one of the more favoured in the meta. It's always been Uther Brightwing, Uther Rhaegar, occasionally Uther Lili. Things like that. There's always Uther and another healer, whoever's not been nerfed recently.
Very true. Reyna pickup. as we discussed, very strong currently. One of the top picks in Master and Diamond we're seeing in solo queue.
Simply as far as right-click builds come, Reina will output more damage per second than any other hero. Almost no matter what talent. But obviously if you talent the right way, and compare equals, say, season marksman stacks, things like that, Reina will always put out more damage per second than anybody else. But what makes heroes like Illidan so scary is the fact that they can dodge lots of stuff, and he has the lifesteal, whilst Reina only has that one-off heal. So, Yolo McSwaggins is going to pick up Jaina Zagara, two super strong ranged assassins now.
Yeah, definitely. That Jaina pick seems to have pushed Kale off the board, and Zagara being picked up as opposed to the double mage. We've gone for the specialist choice there in Zagara. Zagara, interesting, because she can do quite a lot of different options there, depending on what they do with this team.
She's been seeing a lot of play recently in the EU scene. North America favouring Nazebo over Zagara as far as that sort of ranged damage dealing specialist role, but Zagara's still very, very prevalent. So Wondercall going to ban out a support here most likely, and they do. They pick up. They take the
Rhaegar.
I mean, it's quite predictable. They've already picked up their main support of the Uther.
They're taking away the Chaos. So taking away one of those mage choices, having picked up Jaina, and as we said, Zagara, leaving Wondercall with only a few ranged magic choices now. So we'll see if they favour the Nazebo as the Americans do, or whether they have a different choice there. I mean,
we could very much see, although it is more likely with a support like Malfurion, a triple warrior lineup, as is favoured in the Asian meta. They like to go with two dedicated tanks like the Arthas and the Johanna, and then they throw in a bruiser on top of that, say a REXXAR or a Sonya, and they go with a 3 warrior, and it can take it, because they've got such high health pools, they can take a lot to kill.
With the Arthas pickup there, you might be on the right vein.
Yeah, I would like to see Wondercall actually pick up Muradin to go with the Arthas, because that is one of the best roaming duos in the game right now. You dwarf toss into the hammer, land the Arthas route, and then no matter what you're with, the lane who you're going with will help and pick up that kill.
Instead opting to pick up the Nazebo there, so not confident enough to try out the Asian meta. Instead they're going to stick to what they know, have a nice well-rounded comp.
Yeah. Still not sure whether or not they're going to take double tank or go for a third assassin. I'm classing Nazebo as an assassin in this case because that's effectively what he's doing. He's there to provide cover and damage and a bit of extra push.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nazebo, he is a specialist, but he definitely fills out that assassin-style role. Yolo McSwaggins looking for a support. Left with Malfurion really as one of the top picks. Maybe a Lily. Lily's been seeing a lot of play recently, especially in America.
Yeah, I think I would favour the Malfurion with their pick at the moment. Over the Lily they could get away with because they've got the slows from the Johanna, the slows from the Jaina. They can keep control of that team, but Malfurion's only going to bring his roots. So maybe you can get... Oh, they're opting for the Karazim instead. And once again, we see that REXXAR pick
Wow,
up.
so excited again for another REXXAR. I would have actually liked to see, I think, the Lily over the Malfurion because Reina's damage is going to be coming out of right clicks. They've already got blinds from the Johanna. You add Lily blinds on top of that for an additional 2-3 seconds. Reina's just going to simply do nothing during the team fights until eventually Yolo would then be hopefully one kill up at that point.
Instead opting for that Bruiser Karazim.
Yeah.
Going to get in there a little bit. Lots of tanks that he can chunk away out to get the healing for his team. And with how aggressive we saw Devoy play last time on the REXXAR, they're going to be going in.
I mean, there's no Garden Terror for him to inhabit, but...
That's very true. He can hide with the spiders. But Nazebo is king of the spiders, after all. So...
Hopefully we'll get some good REXXAR play again this time.
Final pickup here for Wondercall is going to be a Tyrael. Yes.
Yes, we're going to get the
That's
Tyrael.
all I have to say on that. Tyrael,
I'm very happy with this. I was going to suggest it earlier. I did say double tank could be good. Muradin would have fit into this composition very well. But you have a Tyrael. You Judgment onto the REXXAR himself. then you can blow up the REXXAR quite easily at that point, and boom, you've taken out REXXAR and Misha out the fight. It is then a 4v5, and you are in a really good spot.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get some fantastically huge judgments come out. Sanctification has actually been picked up more and more, though, these days. It's no longer the ability it used to be. It instead... Just sort out the lobby. It instead leaves an area on the ground where everybody's immune in it, so...
Just gonna get into the game there. Yeah. Interestingly, the Void hasn't done his placement games yet, showing his level 40. Interesting to see where he places when he has done them. Wonder if he'll start climbing the ladder with that REXXAR.
I was streaming my placement games, which went awfully. I just carried on being put with those people who we'd lose, say, the first objective, and then there'd be 2 or 3 members on my team who'd be like, "Oh, GG," and just give up. And you know the people, everybody plays with them. I had that so many games in a row, so I actually ended up only winning 6 out of 20 of my placements. Got put straight into rank 10. I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. I can work to rank 1 again from this.
Not particularly bad. No.
Yeah, I wasn't hugely upset. So I believe
one thing I have to say on that front, however, all you guys out there, don't give up. Play from behind. If you don't play from behind, how do you ever learn to play from behind? And if you play games like this, you will occasionally fall behind, and you need, that's an important skill to learn, how to play from behind.
Yes, definitely. And Heroes of the Storm is one of those games where you can definitely make comebacks at almost all points. There are some maps where it is harder to, like Blackheart's Bay and Haunted Mines, but you can, and there's always a possibility, no matter what map you play. And so, never give up, never surrender. You can always come back, especially if your opposing team gets really cocky, and they go for your core, you wipe them at your core, you get equal level or level advantage, and then suddenly everyone's on even footing. And
I wonder if Forehead are listening.
Yeah, maybe. So we're just waiting for 2 more players to be ready. I'm going to take the draft screen away so everyone can see what is going on. As far as giveaways go, guys, I have a couple Steam games I might be able to give away. So we'll see.
Get more teams signed up, get more going, and we'll get some giveaways in there as well as the prize pool that we get. Just help us get rolling, guys, and we'll help you.
If you guys follow my stream, I'll totally do giveaways. I genuinely do mean that. Only follow if you want to. Normally, we will be streaming on eSports Wall for these tournaments. It's just Shaq, the guy who runs it all. He is out of office at this point, and we're going to get one spike. Go to the loo in the meantime. So he's out of office, so he's not been able to give me the stream key for the Twitch channel, so I've had to jump onto this one.
We'll try and get back on there next week. So what games do you tend to stream on your stream, Max?
Mostly Heroes of the Storm, occasional Hearthstone. Sometimes I'll do a couple other funky ones, some Awesome Noughts, Bastion, any games I knew I'd want to play on Steam that I haven't got around to playing, so like Batman Arkham Origins, things like that. So yeah, just mostly anything, but normally Heroes of the Storm. Because
sounds like a good mix there.
I'm a Heroes of the Storm caster, I do Heroes of the Storm, I play it a lot, might as well.
No Diablo?
I play a lot of Diablo, don't tend to stream it so much. Diablo's my game where, because it's so farm intense, I just kind of put something on the telly, watch that casually. Don't want people to have to listen to Adventure Time going on in the background.
I'm now getting whispers across Battle.net shouting giveaways. The answer's still no, not yet.
So everybody is ready. We're going to start this game and get into it now. This is game 1 of our best of 3 finals, the eSports Wall Open Tournament, online open tournament between Yolo McSwaggins and who's the other team? Wondercall. There we go. Thank you very much. Now, I have completely neglected to put up any sort of user interface and stuff for on the stream, so people can't really tell what teams I watch, but I will edit them into video, so the team names will come up to the top. So you can rest assured of that.
So if you're checking us out on YouTube, maybe we'll have some videos, and you'll be able to see. You won't know what we're talking about. It's all good on your side of the hood.
Yes, definitely. Trying to get the interface just whilst we're on the loading screen. Could not, because he hasn't updated it yet. Ali needs to get on that. But in the meantime, Tomb of the Spider Queen. For those of you who don't know, this is a map where you kill... the range creeps have been replaced by mechanical spiders, and you kill them, they drop the gems that power them, and then you hand those gems in to these two kind of big egg sacs that spawn in the middle of the map. And you summon these big web weavers which come down, one in each lane, and help you push. So getting into it now, we have Team Yolo McSwaggins in blue on the left here this time. We're going to have Devoid playing that REXXAR. Team captain playing REXXAR again, has been out for a day and he's already shown how to play it. Beerman on that Jaina, Lark playing Johanna, Spike is going to be on the Karazim, and Zarnor on that Zagara.
I know for Wondercall, seeing them for the first time tonight in red, we do have Tyrael being played by Tatsi. We have Naxaft on Arthas. We have RQQ playing Uther. We have Kryman on Nazebo. And Nick, no, not me, a different Nick, playing Raynor.
Now we do have a 5v5 fight in the mid lane. Zagara going to the bottom, and a little bit of damage done for both teams. Not much else going to come out of that.
We did tell them it wasn't ARAM, right? Still all in that mid lane. Zagara...
Nobody's searching top lane, but a huge amount of damage coming out here. The fantastic Arthur's route landing on the Jaina. Despite the Blizzard cover damage coming down, she's going to get picked up, and that is going to be first blood in favour of Team Wondercall. And in fact, Harrison's going to come out and try and get some healing done, but he's going to fall as well. Tyrael, Tatsu on that Tyrael, barely surviving, but he does, and that is 2-0 in favour of Wondercall, who we're yet to see play. So, fantastic stuff from them.
And the brawl goes again. I'm not even going to get a word in because they're going to start fighting in that top lane.
Yeah, Misha charging through. Tatsu able to Elduin's Might his way out. That master Tyrael skin.
Yeah, so yeah, interesting. A 4 versus 5 comes out with the 2 in the favour of the 4, not what you'd usually expect.
What we see coming out here is what a lot of European teams have been favouring doing on Tomb of the Spider Queen, where you have a group of 4 people roaming mid, clear out the creep wave, and then they go back up to top, clear out that creep wave, go back to mid, and they do that. That way, they don't lose any experience from creep kills, but they put a lot of pressure onto those lanes, and we are seeing Team Yolo McSwaggins do that.
It's paying off for them as well. They're keeping that XP lead despite not that Zagara being in the bot lane and losing the kills.
Yeah, they've lost 2 kills, but they don't, like you say, they've not given up a huge experience disadvantage at this point. Roots from Arthur's missing, and in fact he's going to get slowed down. Blizzard landing on him, not doing too much damage, he's walking away, the Uther doing what he can to keep the Arthurs alive. Tyrael with his smite giving the extra movement speed, and the cover shields coming out from Tatsu. Fantastic work there. Naxaft, not quite falling. I'm going to quickly look at the talents.
Yeah, Devoy's still going for that Hunter-Gatherer, despite being part of this 4-man push group.
We're going to get a double regen master coming out from both warriors on the side of Wondercall.
Yeah. The Seasons Marksman and the Death Ritual from Raynor and Nazebo, what you'd expect. Zagara with the reconstruction for the creep, though she's not. How is her creep network looking? I don't know, she's quite comfortable around that egg.
Kryman's probably been dropping his spider jars on top of it and stuff like that.
So looking okay. Raynor with the focus attack, definitely going for that right click build as we would expect there.
A lot of gems currently on the Johanna in top lane. 27 for him.
Probably should start to look at handing in, but every time they do, Wondercall are there, looking at that, having a look. Little brief break now. There we go, they are getting those in. Johanna still hasn't handed hers in though. And we're going to have another fight.
But we do have a fight, yeah. The Blizzard coming down doing a lot of cover damage, but Jaina taking a huge amount of damage on the back there. Tyrael being really aggressive with the shield from the smite, making her drop low. She taps well, comes back in to try and do more damage, but Wondercall are disengaging. Uther healing, keeping everybody alive. RQQ with that Master Uther skin doing a phenomenal job. And yeah, nothing happened, no kills. And Wondercall maintain a slight experience lead at this point.
Yeah, so I think we are going to see a lot of brawls going back and forth.
Good root landing on the Johanna. She's going to fall very low, but going to get out in the end. And the Arthas is going to fall first kill there.
15 gems. 15 gems falling on that Arthas, not what they wanted.
But fortunately, the Tyrael's able to walk through, pick them up, and then use his Eldrin Smite to jump out. And in fact, Nisha's going to get picked up here. That classes as quarter of a kill, just like a Lost Vikings does. And yeah, that's quarter of a kill, quarter experience, and on top of that, Nisha is dead for 15 seconds. That is the respawn time. So Devoid's going to have to do without his bear, and not able to even use two of his abilities, since Menpet and Nisha Charge just get grayed out whilst Nisha is dead. Now, interestingly, Nackshaft on the Arthas, he's moved to bottom lane to help deal with the Zagara. The Howling, I forgot what it's called now. See if I can get his, Frozen Tempest, that's the one. Really, really good at dealing with creep tumor. Just that AoE cover damage.
Yeah.
Able to do a lot there.
Devoid's changing up his build this time. Obviously, there's no jungle per se here, just the 4 camps across the whole map. So instead, going for that Crippling Talons to increase the Spirit Swoop. Slow. Yeah,
this is a very, very popular pickup for team fight. It increases the slow from 30% to 40% and adds an extra second onto the slow, meaning that chasing is a lot more viable to do with the REXXAR, and Nisha can do loads and loads of damage to whatever target she needs to.
And with this constant back and forth thing, definitely what he wants, if they can catch any of Wondercall out, he will be able to keep them in that bad position while they take them down. We are seeing Web Weavers come down here for Wondercall.
Wondercall managed to get a good hand in there. Nazebo didn't even, I don't think, get any of his handed in. He still has 20 gems on him. The Johanna, in fact, does have 43 still on her, so really
looking to get to that 60 for the solo hand in, maybe.
Webweaver in mid lane going to get cleaned up very, very quickly. Top lane, not so quickly, and bottom lane, though. It turns out Wondercall are going to be pushing with that, potentially taking this bottom fort, if not the fort, at least the wall.
A little bit more of
4 members of Wondercall.
Gaining a little bit of experience, but Yolo really aren't falling behind. Even with these structures falling, that XP gap is so small.
It's minimal at this point, yeah. They're not hemorrhaging experience as you'd expect after having lost a hand in and being 2 1/4 kills down. Well, 1 1/4 kills down.
So, Devoy looking in that mid. Misha's gone in.
Not quite able to on the Johanna. Going to keep trying, but Eldrin's might be able to block that out. And we're kind of gone back to the laning phase now. All of Zagar's creep has been cleaned up, and Zarnor is forgetting to put more down.
Just has his hands full trying to deal with that Nazebo, putting a lot of pressure. Nazebo put enough pressure that he's going to roam towards mid.
Wondercall doing something very smart here, not waiting until they have a huge amount of gems. I mean, Tatsu only had, I think, 4 at that point, handed those in, and yeah, that's going to put them ahead in this current gem count. Well, Nazebo hands in 27.
2 more gems. If
2 away,
that Arthas can get a hand in, then they're pretty good to go. And that'll be 2 Web Weavers to nothing.
And that push is going to be quite serious. The top wall quite low, mid wall half fallen, and bottom is mostly gone as well. Misha going to get caught out here, gonna die. That's 15 seconds without stuns.
Another quarter experience.
And both teams hit 10 at about the same time. No huge advantage there. We're going to get Gargantuan again, and yes! Going to have Syndra Wosa coming out here for the Arthas.
Yeah.
It's not Syndragosa, it's Syndrawosa.
Interesting pickup of the Syndragosa. And also, Raynor opting to go for that Hyperion rather than his little Banshees.
Yeah, we're seeing the Hyperion more and more since the changes to giving it the Yamata cannon already.
Yeah.
Fantastic for pushing. And Syndragosa is really, really good for pushing as well. It freezes buildings so they don't fire at all for 20 seconds. You can't even drink from your healing well whilst it's frozen for the full 20-second duration, which is huge. Plus the slows it gives, the chase that's able to provide. Gonna get Judgment instead of Sanctification out of material as well.
Definitely wanting to pick up on the pressure they've already got for the push and just ride it. Just keep that pressure on the Yolo. Interestingly, Devoy once again has chosen that Unleash the Boars, so it must be his preferred choice here in most situations.
Which is interesting. It probably works very well with good team coordination, but in pubs I found it to be wanting. Going to get Yamata Cannon and Syndragosa come out, sorry, the Hyperion come out, as well as the Syndragosa, just pushing really, really hard. A huge Judgment coming in on Devoid on that REXXAR. He's not going to be able to get picked up quickly though. As we see more coming out, landing on 2 as Nisha falls very low, not going to die, and the Johanna, with the 62 gems, going to be on about half health. Nisha's going to fall, Nakshaft's going to be made invulnerable by the Uther, but the Zevo dropping really low, going to get Holy Lighted, going to put up the Zombie Wall, not able to cover his escape. Arthur's still falling, gonna drop. Tyrael, Tatsay on that Tyrael looks like he's going to go down. Eldrin's Might coming down just at the right time, able to jump himself out there, throw and go. Amplified healing with that healing well, doing a huge amount to bring him back up to full very quickly. But that was a big team fight, and in fact, Team Yolo McSwaggins come out of that. 2 kills for just Amisha.
2 kills for just Amisha and a hand in, so they're going to reverse that push pressure. They're going to be the ones pushing in now.
However,
interesting.
I will say
that
that
Divine.
I was going to say the Hyperion coming out and the Syndragosa meant that they were able to actually kill the fort. So they did get the fort mid, Wondercall did.
They got what they wanted, but they didn't get the fight. Interestingly, they very nearly took down that Johanna. The Divine Palm saving her there. Those 62 gems could have been a huge pickup for Wondercall.
She did manage to hand in now, so only has 27, but Zagara has 34, so that's a full another hand in, basically between the two of them. If they want it.
I think they're going to see what they can get here with the mid, keeping that mid spider alive, just pushing with it, trying to keep Wondercall zoned out a little bit here.
Top doing what it, bottom lane, the Web Weaver doing what it wants to really down there. Gonna need somebody there to go and deal with that push. Misha gonna get picked up again. That's Misha's 4th death this game.
Misha is the feeder of their team.
Wondercall doing a really good job to isolate Misha and take her out. Max out on that Arthur's gonna get caught out here by the Johanna. Stunned out, the Blessed Shield coming out, but that huge Divine Shield. Phenomenal play by the Uther. RQQ being just in the right position at the right time. Means that they're not going to lose anyone. In fact, the Syndragosa just picks up the Zagara right on the cusp there, and the huge Judgment coming in to isolate her out. She does have 34 gems, so trying to keep her alive. They managed to do so, but Devoid on that REXXAR, falling low to about half. Able to back up. Nisha doing what it can to cover his escape, but Devoid dropping quite low, able to walk out. Going to have a huge amount of damage done to both sides, and a good disengage come out of Yolo McSwaggins. Wondercall doing really well so far in this game.
Yeah, no one fell. They got a bit of map advantage, so they can take that siege camp down the bottom and rotate back towards the mid, where I believe the Bruiser camp should be pushing for Yolo.
Now, double Burning Rage effectively for the REXXAR and the Johanna. We're going to get the Wildfire Bear plus the Burning Rage come out. So a lot of just kind of casual AoE damage coming into these team fights now for the side of Yolo McSwaggins.
Just having a quick look down, seeing if anything else looks unusual, but no, everything looks pretty normal there.
Yeah, good choice of Thing in the Deep for Nazebo. The extra range for all basic abilities, including the zombie wall and stuff, is going to be really crucial in locking down kill targets.
We do have the second hand in now coming in for Yolo, so they're going to have those Web Weavers push. The bot lane, however, is way back there. We're probably going to see the Merc camp pick it up, or at least put it out of action. It's not going to get anywhere near that keep.
Yeah, we get the fort finally taken down here for the side of Yolo McSwaggins, and Wondercall doing what they can to defend against these web weavers, trying not to only lose the one forter, I'd imagine, at this point. And will we see an engagement? We're going to have Syndergosa coming out with the Hyperion dropping down, doing a lot of cover damage. The web weaver's going to fall. Misha getting isolated, not going to die, and a really, really good disengagement coming out of Yolo McSwaggins. I mean, that's 2 ultimates, and all they did was walk away. And
let their web weaver fall.
Yeah, nothing happened, really. Yeah, they let the web weaver fall. They got some damage, a third.
Looks like Misha is going to feed again. That Nazebo wall perfectly placed, but REXXAR able to keep it alive.
Yeah, gonna get caught out, but Misha, hard to kill. Misha's always tricky to kill.
Third hand in for those blue web weavers.
Yeah,
so
third
just
in a row, quick succession there.
Maybe this is their plan all along, build up enough gems that they can just keep the pressure on, keep the map advantage, because Wondercall aren't coming out of their side of the map right now. Yolo McSwaggins are always at their doors.
Yeah, this time the web weaver down bottom is going to do some damage to the fort and probably take it, since there's no wall to go through. Couple that, the fort up top is probably going to die as well, since it's already on a half health.
Yeah.
We're going to have an engagement coming in, the Johanna with a big condemn, sucking in 2, not going to do too much. Misha dropping low, Johanna taking a little bit of damage. Don't know if Syndergosa is off cooldown yet. Not for another Hyperion not for another 10 seconds now. Syndergosa is off cooldown, but the fort's going to fall top. Gargantuan's come up from the Zebo, going to time out here now. And I believe enough gems on the side of Wondercall for a hand in after this one's done. They're just going to go back and defend against the mid web weaver.
Yep, taking out that mid web weaver, seen with Nazebo Wall can pick anything up, but just puts a bit of damage down on Misha, and you can see that healing that REXXAR puts out to her. She drops to half health, she's back to nearly full again in the space of a couple of seconds.
The fort down bottom did fall to the web weaver, and they are going to push with it now, Yolo McSwaggins. But it should be cleaned up relatively quick. I don't think we're going to see anybody on the side of Wondercall fall here trying to defend this feud. But you never know. So, Misha overextending, but able to just run away. So she does have good move speed. A huge judgment coming out on the REXXAR. Not able to pick him up still. There's no follow-up damage. And Jaina drops the water elemental. Hyperion comes out as a huge Syndergosa, landing on 4 out of 5 of them. Gonna get Divine Command come down the REXXAR. He's gonna trigger that. However, we do already have Johanna dead. Reyna comes through and kills the Jaina and the Zagara. After the Divine Palm came down, REXXAR looks like he's going to be able to walk himself out. Karatin probably going to do the same. And that was a fantastic fight for the side of Wondercall. They're probably going to get a hand in here. Yeah, 3 for nothing.
3 for nothing. Good play there by Tatsy, seeing that REXXAR out of position and just diving straight in. REXXAR just had to try and keep himself alive, and it looks like they're going to pick up a boss now.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're not going for the hand in, they're going to go pick up the boss straight away instead of handing in, which is, obviously the boss will despawn as soon as you get the hand in, so makes sense.
REXXAR coming up to have a look though. Misha going to be a scout.
Sure when he can, but there's not going to be able to do anything to disrupt the boss as it does fall. Pick up a boss, Misha's going to get killed here. So, another.
What are we on with Misha
death.
now?
5
How many
now.
times has she died? 5 deaths?
Yes. 5 deaths,
dead.
and with the boss coming in here, Yolo McSwaggins is a good defend against it, and Wondercall's just going to get a hand in. Good play by them. Very objective based.
So, boss is going to push top, they're going to move to push with it.
And a huge Syndergosa coming out, actually. Slowing down the team, freezing up that fort, able to take it down. Potentially would have liked to see them save the Syndergosa for pushing this keep with the web weaver, but Syndergosa not the longest cooldown, only 80 seconds, is already down to a minute left. Hyperion coming down though. Misha's going to get picked up again. 6th death, the gate is already down, as are both towers defending this keep up top. Wondercall doing a really, really good push.
Definitely, yeah.
Boss finally
I think they could have to go a little bit earlier just to try and zone Yolo McSwaggins off that gate so they could get the push and keep going forward. Otherwise, they might.
The web weaver coming through, and they're able to push so hard with the web weaver that they just take the keep, and they're going to Wondercall are going to rotate to mid. and to push with this Web Weaver, potentially take this keep as well.
The Web Weaver in bot has quite a wave with it as well, so that bot gate is going to fall, and I can see them lingering around mid. Try not to engage themselves into too much of a fight.
Fantastic devouring maw though, taking out the Tyrael and the Nazeebo. Nazeebo going to die very quickly here. Tyrael getting the Divine Shield. Should be able to disengage. In fact, we're going to get the Syndragosa coming out. Just came off cooldown. Divine Palm landing on the Zagara, not triggering though. Good kind of alteration of targets there by the Tyrael. However, he is going to die, as is the Reyna. His explosion going to be able to pick up the Zagara, and that REXXAR finally fell during that fight.
3 for 2 there during that fight. However, that bottom Web Weaver doing its work, working its way through the gate, taking the fort, and opening up that core.
There's 2 keeps down for the side of Wondercall. In favour of the side of Wondercall. Yolo McSwaggins lose it, having lost those 2 keeps. At a bit of a disadvantage, we actually have level 20 come out here for Team Wondercall. Double Hardened Shield out of both warriors, Redemption out of the Ether, and very typical Nexus Fury, Nexus Frenzy and Bolt of the Storm for the Nazeebo and Reyna. Other talents, I think, interesting for the Reyna. We've got almost like a super heavy into right-click build with Berserk being taken, along with the Seasoned Marksman.
Definitely wants to do that right-click damage and sit at the back of the fight while he can do that.
We actually have 54 stacks of Seasoned Marksman come out here for the Reyna.
Yeah.
Big creep wave pushing mid at the moment. Both hard camps.
Both teams looking to pick up those gems and get it going. Does look as though Yolo have the most right at the moment with their 59 handed in. Yeah. But Wondercall currently pressuring the map a little bit better.
The 59 handed in is effectively all their gems. They have, I think, 7 or 8 spread across the rest of their heroes now, but very, very few. I'm going to have Wondercall again pushing in, trying to take this mid keep.
It's their objective now, just want to keep that going, especially with the siege minions
and
in the
all
bottom.
Ultimates are cooldown, Syndragosa and Hyperion are off cooldown now.
So that's maybe waiting for a bit of positioning so they can start that fight.
Maybe waiting for a Misha pick off, as you see Misha falling sort of low, but the men pet are going to come out and heal out very, very quickly. Like to see Syndragosa coming out anytime soon, freeze that keep so it can't do any damage, potentially pick up the Karazhan, but we're going to get the Hyperion come in. They are committing to this. Syndragosa still not being used. The blind taking out, scaring Wondercall away. Going to have a good condemn here though, with a Misha stun to follow up. Arthur's is stunned for quite a lot, but the Tyrael just able to do what he wants. A huge Syndragosa coming out now. They do pick up Misha. The Judgment coming out on the Zagara from the Tyrael. He's going to get Divine Shield as he was focused, took a lot of damage. Johanna taking a lot of damage though. In response, the Tyrael following that up, a good Divine Maw to block out the Arthur and the Uther. And we're going to see the Zagara falling very, very low. Just missed a root from the Arthur there. Johanna coming in with a good condemn, but she's going to have her indestructible propped, as Yolo McSwaggins do have their level 20 now. The core doing a lot of damage though to the Arthurs and to the side of Wonderful. Maybe they're overextended. We're going to get Divine Palm come down on the Jaina, saving her out there. Good play by the Karazhan. And about quarter damage to the core. Going to have to disengage at this point. We're going to have Divine... we're going to have some heals coming out for the side of Yolo McSwaggins. A really, really long team fight going on here. Fantastic Blizzard covering, doing a lot of damage there. After the Reyna got picked up, the Nazeebo's also going to get picked. Sorry, Nazeebo got picked up, then the Reyna getting picked up. Tatsei on that Tyrael, Eldring mighting, throwing going himself away, but the Bolt of the Storm coming out of the Zagara, chasing him up. Uther trying to escape RQQ, as well as Nakshaft on that Arthas, potentially looking to cover RQQ's escape. He's duking out, he's escaping. Spike, I think, should have seen him there, but I think they're going to leave RQQ.
I think they're going to go for the boss instead, yeah. I think they saw him there, but they opted to go for the boss instead. Let him get away.
It's going to harass him down a bit, though. But it does mean that Yolo McSwaggins are going to be able to take this boss. Their core is at 62%, and with all 3 keeps dead. But they can take this boss, get a hand in, and potentially push with it, and look to end the game, since they have equalled out their experience deficit. RQQ falling very low to that Zagara, but I think he'll just Hearthstone and get himself back up to full health.
Interesting to see the change around there. So during that mid push before the Ford did fall, they were waiting for Behrman to rotate to that bottom and clear out those siege camps and the big wave that was pushing in towards the core. The second that came in, that was when the Syndragoza and that huge team fight started. Once again, Behrman not with the team here, so 5 versus 4 in this top lane. However,
the Arthur's is going to get stunned out there. All ultimates, I believe, are off cooldown. The Devouring Maw coming out. Syndragoza only landing on the REXXAR and the Misha. Not doing that much. The Web Weaver the boss is going to fall here. The Web Weavers are coming down. The Jane did get the handle on the gems. Misha charging through, stunning the Arthas. And this keep will probably fall. The Hyperion's actually coming down to cover this, and Misha's going to die again. Misha's 8th death, and a huge judgment coming in on the Zagara. Very well played there. Zarnor taking a lot of damage. Bolt of the Storm comes off cooldown. 72nd cooldown now, up from 40 than it used to be. And able to get herself out of trouble with these Web Weavers pushing in. Now, Lark coming in, getting a good condemn off, but taking a lot of damage for the trouble. Zebo doing work, and the Rainer just a huge amount of right-click damage. I actually would like to look at his hero damage done. He's got so much done, so is the Nazebo. They're pretty much equal at this point.
They are the damage dealers in this fight, taking over 100k both
compare
hero
that
and
to
siege damage.
Yolo McSwaggins' hero damage, and there's just nothing.
Mostly their damage has come from their Web Weavers and
Gonna get the peak finally fall, a good root land on the Zagara. Johanna's able to walk away. Misha taking a lot of damage here, trying to get men petted up. Gonna survive for now. Lark on that Johanna taking a lot of damage. Gonna get slowed out by the Syndragoza coming out. Misha's gonna fall. Indestructible pops from the Johanna. Fantastic Eldrin's Might blocking out that impassable zone from the Tyrael. Meaning the Johanna's gonna get picked up after the indestructible proc. Gonna get the root from the Jaina, slowing out the Tyrael, and a really good Devouring Maw to cover the retreat of Yolo McSwaggins, picking up 3 heroes. Now it is 1 keep down to the 3 keeps down in favour of Team Wondercall. Sorry.
So with that Johanna down, Wondercall are looking to make some more play on the board. I mean, they're still in a very strong position. They still have 2 of their forts up, whereas Yolo don't have any of theirs up, and that's why they're able to push this Bruiser camp up. And they're going to want to try and push with it, I think. They're going to try and see what they can do.
20 seconds left on Johanna's death timer. It's not a huge window to make something happen whilst they have a hero advantage.
But with that Syndragoza and that Yamato cannon, they are going to put a lot of damage down on that core.
Yeah, Hyperion coming down, doing work, dropping to 50. I think they're focused on the core. Rainer's going to get blown up super quickly by the Jaina, but we're going to get the Judgment coming out to block things out, and that is going to be Wondercall, just focusing on the core before the Johanna comes out and comes alive, and that is GG, game number 1 to Wondercall. So,
a really interesting tournament we've had tonight.
That was a close game.
Every game going the opposite way to what we're expecting. I think CJ put it, he said this isn't the final he was expecting. Well, it's the finals you deserve, CJ.
I love that. So I appreciated that quote. Karazim actually had a huge amount of healing. I mean, look at the stats here. Karazim's so much in the tanking that came out of the Johanna and the REXXAR, because Misha obviously carried on dying there. The feeder with 9 deaths on that Misha. Well, maybe
3 deaths deceptive. REXXAR only died once.
I mean, you compare that to the healing of the Uther and the tanking of the Tyrael and the Arthas, but the Nazebo and the Raina coming out with all that hero damage, just showing that that it's not all about healing and tanking. The damage put that there, really testing. It was a really close game, despite kind of what some of the stats suggest. So we're going to get on to our game number 2. If we can get the draft started, if you can go manual map, and please pick Battlefield of Eternity, because that is our next map in this best of 3. And we will get the draft screen coming up to you as soon as all the links are sent out.
We also do Yolo McSwaggins have first pick for that?
I believe Yolo McSwaggins do, yes. Losers should get first pick.